So do you still believe that we can get a blow off top in the stock market and Bitcoin and crypto? Because there's a lot of volatility here and folks are starting to have doubts, and I don't blame them. Look at this. Not too many people believe that Bitcoin would come to 107, 108K. I didn't rule it out. I said I wasn't expecting it, but if it did get down there, I would think we'll have a big bounce around 107, 108K. What's causing this big pullback in Bitcoin right now? And don't panic just yet, because look at how many tops we've had around here, right? Look how many tops we've had around here. Well, what happened today was basically the PCE inflation numbers came out, and it wasn't bad. Like, honestly, it wasn't terrible. Everything came on target, right? So, for example, the core PCE inflation monthly came at 0.3%, and that's exactly what the market was expecting. The core PCE yearly came out at 2.9%. That also matched market expectations. So nothing was shockingly bad to the market, right? It was all okay. So why is it then that that inflation is not that markets are going down like this? So one thing there was an initial brief bounce. The market liked the news. It wasn't because it's had a sigh of relief, but the problem was this: like, by the time an hour later, by the time the New York opened on the SP 500, right? It's now on the weekly doing a topping tail. We can see that a topping tail pattern, right? That is not good because we haven't had a topping tail since April the 7th. Well, except this one. You could say that was a topping tail, right? So this is only the second topping tail weekly we've had. And the fear that I have is that we have a pullback here in the SP 500. And if that happens, that could keep Bitcoin down for a while. The reason why I'm looking at the SP 500 is because obviously, it matches almost perfectly the price action of Bitcoin, right? We top out in Jan to Feb, crashed by April 7th bottom, and bounced back up, new all-time highs, except Bitcoin tends to lead, right, the way down a little bit earlier, become an early indicator by 2 to 4 weeks every time. Also, if we look at the NASDAQ, also topping tail, weekly topping tail. Again, no real topping tail, except maybe this one. So this one I would take fairly seriously. QQQ also, we had a topping tail. NASDAQ 100, we had a topping tail here, right? And that's told us at least 2 more weeks, right, of pullback was coming. So we need to take this seriously. Okay, so how does that influence the the interest rates markets? What are the odds of a rate cut now that inflation came in on expectations? Mind you, 2.9% is not good at all. Yearly PCE inflation came in at 2.9%, and that's not good at all. Like, that's almost 3%. Fed stated target is something like 2%, right? So it's not even below 2.5, right? But the market is still pricing in 87% chance of rate cut by next month. In about 17 days. And look, yesterday was 86.7, today's 86.9%. So it has barely moved. But what about the December charts? When in December, now the market is pricing in, there's almost no chance that they hold rates. There's just only 1% chance. There's a 13% chance they make one cut only, right? The bigger balance of probability is either they're going to cut twice or cut 3 times. 40% chance they cut 3 times, or 46% chance they cut twice, right? So, and the odds of cutting twice went down 2%. The odds of cutting 3 times went up 3% today, because we matched the expectations on the inflation data today. But what other factors are contributing to this fall and pullback in crypto and stocks today? And what's my play for next week? It should be pretty obvious by now. Before we answer those questions, first let's answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo Jimenez use? Well, Pablo uses exchange that's non-KYC. That means you don't need to show any ID. That means even the exchange can't see who you are. That means the IRS can't see you. The tax office can't see you. FBI, CIA, nobody can see you. Total privacy. That's why Pablo works with them, made this deal for a chance to win $25,000 just by using my link only. Weekly prizes, not monthly, weekly. And see, every week they give out prizes of $2,000, $4,000, $8,000, $15,000, $25,000, right? Just by trading, right? Just by using your trading volume, right? Even if you're in the top 60, you get a prize. And this is not an exchange-wide competition. It's only on this link. That's just a Pablo Jimenez link for his followers. And also for this P&L, just by trading with your profit and loss, if you get just in the top 10, right, you get a prize as well. So limited time only, folks. This competition finishes on 12th of September. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then the link is in the description below. The link is in the description below. So if you're watching on any other platform, that's okay. Just click on my profile page. And there is my Stan link or link tree. And if we click on that, then it should be the first deal that pops up because this is a great deal. There it is. Just keep in mind, folks, this deal is only available on the Pablo Jimenez link. Only on the Pablo link. Okay, let's get back to the markets. Now, why did I have the page that was up about Lisa Cook? Because here's an update. This was a Federal Reserve governor, because it all comes down to the market, I believe, is reacting to whether we're going to get rate cuts or not. And Lisa D. Cook, in my last episode, as I told you guys, is a Federal Reserve governor who was fired by Trump. This is unprecedented. I don't think that's ever happened in history of the United States and Federal Reserve. But once she's like one of the last holdouts who's not a Trump-controlled governor of the board. And when she's removed, the theory says that Trump should have enough votes or counts to actually cut interest rates inside the Federal Reserve. Now, but she and the Federal Reserve has put up a major fight, and they're actually going to court, suing Trump. And basically, so here's Roger Stone, convicted felon. Trump, I think Trump bailed him out, gave him a get out of jail free card. And he said, is it a coincidence that the clerk of the DC court just happens to send fired Federal Reserve member Lisa Cook's lawsuit to a federal judge who was Lisa Cook's sorority sister? So Lisa Cook, right, Lisa Cook is this lady, right? Lisa Cook, Federal Reserve judge, Federal Reserve the Federal Reserve governor, and this lady, who is Angela, who is clerk of the court for U.S. District Court, sent her case to this lady, who is going to judge the case, and she was part of the sorority, Alpha D Kappa, whatever it was. She's a sorority sister of Lisa Cook. So there's a lot of screams and a lot of temper tantrums about why this is could be a rigged case. But hey, I'm sure rigged cases go on all the time in the United States. If it is, it won't be the only one. You know, if it is, it won't be the only one. I'm sure there are other cases. It's just that these three ladies are more noticeable, put it that way. So, like, I'm only going to comment on this from a market's point of view. If the Federal Reserve wins here and they reinstall her in the Federal Reserve, it means we probably will get rate cuts later, or lesser rate cuts, probably. If Trump wins this case, or a court of appeal, whatever with the court, then it means Trump will have his puppets, his men, inside the Federal Reserve, and we should get lots of rate cuts, right? Then everything's on the table. You could even get 50 points rate cuts. If like 50-point rate cut, 50-point rate cut, 50-point rate cut in a crazy scenario. So you could have 150-point rate cut in 3 meetings if Trump's crazy enough to do that. I wouldn't put it beyond him. But okay, that's something to keep an eye on, because that directly impacts interest rates and rate cuts. Now let me show you guys one thing. And for people who are inside my Discord, people who watch my videos a lot, you should know this. Boom, boom, boom. What is this? What is this? This is the price of gold. And look at this. What does this have to do with Bitcoin? Don't worry. I'm talking about Bitcoin here. Hey, I'm talking about Bitcoin here, all right? This is what influences Bitcoin. So basically, gold is about to break out here. Like, this is the highest close in history. It's been since April 21st. It's been what, like 4 months? It's been just swing sideways. Some people would call this a triangle. Like, what they mean is this. They call this a bull pennant. They call this a bull pennant, which is not exactly wrong. And they say that that gold is breaking out of this bull pennant, right? You can see this triangle here, and confirming on weekly, and up we go. I'm not going to make a judgment on that. I thought gold had a major breakdown. See this trend line here, this red trend line here. I thought gold had a major breakdown here, and gold was about to go down and tap 3,100 and then turn up. It didn't do that. So basically, let's see how next 2 weeks is going to be very interesting for gold. And what this means for Bitcoin is this. When I put gold price next to Bitcoin price, I've shown folks what happens is every time, basically, how do I add gold price here? I'm going to put up side. Okay, side to side with gold. This red line here is Bitcoin. And my theory used to be that, from the observations we can have here, that gold would usually lead. This is the price of gold. The thing in red is the price. Let me just put it into orange, so then people will understand better that I'm talking about Bitcoin. So orange is Bitcoin. Gold rises first, then Bitcoin follows, right? Then Bitcoin pumps here is because the ETF, the BlackRock ETF, was been listed, and then gold rises first, then Bitcoin follows. Then Bitcoin goes down, gold rises, right? And then Bitcoin plays catch up. Then gold rises, right? If we get that big pump up and gold takes off here, then Bitcoin plays follow up. So, one thing that could happen is there are some traders who basically hop between gold and Bitcoin, which is known as digital gold. So basically, they could basically be switching to gold right in the gold breakout right now. And it's not just gold, like silver is having its breakout moment as well right now. So if they ride that, it's basically the liquidity is sucked out of Bitcoin for a while. Some traders are also playing the China stock market. China stock market has been on a bull run lately as well. So that's also taking liquidity away. Basically, like, you have three groups of people, and they all seem to be selling Bitcoin right now. Some are selling to rotate into ETH, right? I've shown you guys on-chain evidence inside my Discord, in my videos. Some folks are selling Bitcoin to get into their gold position and play the next leg up in gold, and then they switch back into Bitcoin, right? So some folks are trading Chinese stocks. Like, basically, you look at guys like CZ and Justin Sin, right? They created two of the largest exchanges in the world. I've gone this over this 100 times with you guys. Basically, they're either going to be playing crypto or they're going to be playing the Chinese stock market. That's just the way it is, right? They're the Chinese founders of some of the largest exchanges in the world. So right now, there are a lot of distractions. Gold is running, China stocks are running, and, so basically, and ETH is running hard. So that means they're all going to be switching into the gold plays, the China stock plays, and we're seeing 7-year-old whales dumping their Bitcoin wallet to buy some ETH. So that's what's happening. But look, the good news is, once gold flattens out, right? Once gold flattens out, they dump their gold and they buy Bitcoin again. Boom, Bitcoin takes off, right? They dump their gold and boom, Bitcoin takes off. they dump their gold, and Bitcoin takes off. So I don't think this is necessarily terrible news, but it just means we might have to wait. If this gold breakout is real, if gold is making a run now towards $3,800 from where it is now, $3,450, then basically we're going to be seeing gold, making a run for 3 to 6 weeks, and Bitcoin can take a back seat, and then Bitcoin runs after that. So then if that happens, my theory of a top in September to November for Bitcoin and blow off top for crypto, altcoins and the altcoin season. Well, no, not for altcoin season, but for altcoins, blow off top and for SP 500 would be delayed, because then we would need extra time for them to run. So my September to November timeline is potentially delayed to something like December to January or even to February. But look, I always keep you guys updated, right, when these things happen. So I'll keep you guys updated. So that's quickly, let's have a look at silver as well. Look at silver, and we can see silver basically is also, look, highest close in recent history, in like, what is it, 12-year history or something? Was the last time silver closed like at $40? It was the year 2011. 14 years. Wow, silver is back. Look at this. And look at this. So here was a top and tail. So sometimes a top and tail means a big pullback. Sometimes this means, see, here was a top and tail. Means we spent 1-2 weeks consolidating before we get back above again. And here is spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks before we beat it with a weekly close once again. Silver at $40 now. Okay, 39.9, folks. Historical moment. So basically, we just need for the silver run, precious metals runs to get out of the way if this is a real breakout, and then we switch back to Bitcoin to run again. And just to remind folks, my target is more in this 107.4 region. We haven't exactly hit it yet. If we spend, as I said in my last video, when Bitcoin was up here at 113, I said, look, I can't rule out. I think probably we'll get one more dip down here, touch 107, something like this, wick through and bounce, right? Or something like a slower bounce as well, something like that. So let's have a look at what happens next week, right? What happens next Tuesday is, will Liberty-Fi, Trump's coin, basically will get listed. I've already spoken about a number of coins that, with regards to will Liberty-Fi, the Trump holding company that has only one product, which is USD1, the stable coin from the Trump family. But however, everyone's doing all sorts of plays, from trading the futures on basically, well, Liberty-Fi. This is the futures. You can't buy spot just yet. I'm doing this on Bitunix because they have the listed futures on well, Liberty-Fi. And as I've told folks, I use 1-to-1 leverage here. So that means I'm buying spot here. And since I've spoken about it, when it was around 21, 22 cents, it hit like 32 cents. So it's an okay gain. And I think on Tuesday, when it lists, I lean towards, I'm not 100%, but I lean towards that it's going to go a lot higher over the next few weeks. Okay, so another way to play it is, no one out there is talking about this. I think I'm probably the only one. Is this coin called B? It stands for build on, like as in build on BNB, build on BSC chain. And basically, it has one of the craziest chart we've ever seen. We got on board around here on one of the dips when it had a massive FUD day, right? And basically, this just looks like a massive sideways bull flag. It didn't even go down very much, and then boom, up again from 45 cents, then hit a high of 61 cents. Not a huge move, but once again went into a big sideways consolidation, and boom, up again. So yesterday we closed above for a new all-time high. Now we don't want to lose this right? This 0.65 area, we want to keep going. So the market cap is actually already kind of big. Its market cap is already at something like 671 million, but this has a solid chance. This is like traded on BNB chain. It's a BNB, but here, as you can see, it's got a lot of liquidity on USD1 as well, which is the Trump meme coin, which is the Trump stable coin. Trump uses Trump and CZ made a deal to help him get out of jail to pump his USD1 coin, and this B was used to pump his USD1 coin, and it's also build on means build on BSC chain. So CZ also uses to promote his BSC chain. I think there's a good chance this coin might eventually end up being listed on Binance. That's why it doesn't pull back much, right? During pullbacks, doesn't really go down that much. People know this is coming. This was a vehicle designed by CZ and Trump. I can't guarantee it, but I think I've said it for 2 months now. I think it'll end up on Binance. So yeah, the other thing is Block, BLOCK. That's the launch layer for USD1, the Trump coin. So that's the one that's making a move as well. So I think Block is one to watch out for as well. Okay, I'll keep you guys updated. Thank you for tuning in. Catch you next episode.